18 innings later, and the Los Angeles Dodgers pull through in Game 3 of the 2025 World Series. Let's go back 6.5 hours from the end of the game to we've got Max Scherzer versus Tyler Glasnow. Scherzer in what could be his final time pitching in 2025 and maybe in his career, going against Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers. Gonna try and get through this one quick. We've got basically 2 games to cover. So, top of the first, Springer strikes out, Lucas flies out, Vlad Guerrero flies out. Bottom of the first, Ohtani leads things off with his first of many extra base hits in this one with a ground rule double. Betts flies out, Freeman pops out, and Smith strikes out, so no damage after 1. Top of the second, Bo Bichette singles, and he gets picked off. Kind of a weird play. Dalton Varsho is up at the plate. It's a 3-1 count. Umpire kind of stands up slowly, then calls the strike, and Bichette thought it was a walk because Varsho also thought it was a walk. He tosses his bat and throw to first base, tag Bichette out. It's kind of a weird play, but there's nothing you can do about it if you're the Blue Jays. Varsho does eventually walk, and then Kirk singles, so 2 on with 1 out. Barger strikes out, and Clement lines out. Who knows what that inning would look like if that didn't happen with Bo Bichette and the umpire. Bottom of the second, Muncy flies out, and Teoscar Hernandez gets the Dodgers on the board, his 5th home run of the postseason. 1-0 Dodgers. Edman and Kike will strike out, and moving into the 3rd inning, it's 1-0 Dodgers. Jimenez grounds out, Springer grounds out, and Lucas strikes out. Bottom of the 3rd, Pages pops out, and Shohei Ohtani, another home run, his 7th of the playoffs, gives the Dodgers a 2-0 lead. Betts flies out, Freeman walks, and then Will Smith singles, and Freddie Freeman is thrown out at home. Great play from Addison Barger in right field. Took his time, knew he had a little bit of slower runner in Freddie Freeman. Nails him at home, so the game is still 2-0. That clearly gave the Blue Jays some momentum because in the top of the 4th inning, Vlad Guerrero Jr. walks. Bichette reaches on an error. Varsho flies out, and then Alejandro Kirk with a 3-run blast gives the Blue Jays immediately a 3-2 lead, his 5th home run of the playoffs. Barger and Clement follow that up with singles, so there's 2 on now with 1 out, and Andres Jimenez hits a sac fly. It's now 4-2 Blue Jays, and they got to be feeling good in this one. Springer strikes out, but the Blue Jays did some damage, put up a crooked number. 4-2 is the score. Bottom of the 3rd, Dodgers unable to answer back. Muncy grounds out, Teoscar flies out, and Edman pops out. Top of the 5th, Lucas will walk. Guerrero Jr. flies out. Bichette strikes out looking. Anthony Banda will then come in for Glasnow. He reaches the 5th inning, and he'll clean things up, getting Varsho to pop out. The early pull for Glasnow, it's all about matchups, right? And in this situation, they wanted the left on left, so Banda comes in to get Varsho. Bottom of the 5th, Kike Hernandez leads things off with a single. Andy Pages flies out, and that ends the day for Max Scherzer. They'll bring in Mason Fluharty, and immediately Ohtani comes up, RBI, double. Big moment in this game. It's now 4-3 Blue Jays. Betts will fly out, and then Freddie Freeman singles in Ohtani. Tie game in the 5th inning. Louis Varland comes in for Fluharty and gets Will Smith to strike out. That's a brand new ball game. Top of the 6th, Robleski comes in for the Dodgers. He gets Kirk to ground out. Barger does single. Clement strikes out, and then Jimenez grounds out. So no damage for the Blue Jays. Bottom of the 6th, Muncy strikes out. Teoscar singles. Hit 4 hits in this one. Hit a really good game. Edman flies out, and then Kike singles. But then Teoscar is thrown out on a really, really good play. 6-3-5 is the score, and a rocket of a throw from Vlad Guerrero Jr. over to 3rd base. Top of the 7th. So Springer left the game with an injury. It looked like an oblique, unfortunately, for the Blue Jays. And if that's the case, we may not see him in the playoffs. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's that bad of an injury, that they would actually replace him on the roster. That'd be devastating for the Blue Jays. But Ty France will come in. He strikes out. Lathan Lucas grounds out. Blake Trinan will come in for Robleski, Guerrero will single, and Bo Bichette comes up huge. Kind of a weird single, hard hit down the right field line, and it goes off of one of the like audio guys for Fox Sports, and it goes off of his leg. It ricochets in such an awkward way that Vladdy is able to score from first on that single. So it is now 5-4 Blue Jays. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is gonna pinch run for Bo Bichette. I thought it was an interesting decision. Why take out Bo Bichette? I mean, I guess you're thinking just got to get 9 more outs and you win the game, but I don't know. I personally, I may have left Bichette in. I mean, obviously hindsight being 2020, but that would have been my choice. Varsho singles, and then Kirk grounds out. 5-4 Blue Jays going in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sir Anthony Dominguez comes in. He gets Pages to fly out. They have a mound visit before he faces Ohtani, basically saying, hey, you don't need to pitch to him. What does Dominguez do? He throws a fastball right down the middle, and Ohtani blasts his second home run to tie the game. It's now his 8th of the postseason. 5-5. New ball game again. Betts strikes out. Freeman walks. So does Will Smith. So 2 on, 2 out. But Muncy grounds out. 8th inning, Jack Dreyer comes in. Barger reaches on an error. Miles Straw will pinch run for Barger. Clement flies out. Jimenez singles. So 2 on, 1 out. They bring in Roki Sasaki. He gets Ty France to ground out and Nathan Lucas. So no damage done. The Dodgers dodge a bullet. Bottom of the 8th, Chris Bassett comes in for a 1-2-3 inning. Teoscar flies out, Edmund flies out, and Kike grounds out. Top of the 9th, Guerrero Jr. flies out. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will walk. Varsho singles, and then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is thrown out at third base on the Varsho single. Kirk walks, and then Miles Straw is out on a fielder's choice. So the Blue Jays once again had an opportunity to take a 6-5 lead, not able to come through from a base running error. Bottom of the 9th, Jeff Hoffman comes in. Pages pops out, and they intentionally walk Shohei Ohtani. Why would you let him beat him again at this point? So you put him on. He tries to steal second, and he's caught stealing. I think he may have hurt himself a little bit on that slide, because as we'll see in the next 9 innings, he just didn't look right. And then Betts flies out. So extra innings. In the World Series, nothing better than it, except when it goes 18 innings. So, kind of rapid fire through these. So, Emmett Sheehan comes in for the Dodgers. He gets Clement to pop out. Jimenez strikes out. Ty France singles. Davis Schneider is going to pinch run for France. Nathan Lucas doubles. And Davis Schneider's thrown out on an incredible couple of throws from Teoscar Hernandez and Tommy Edman to nail him at home. He was out by a mile. So the score is still tied 5-5. Bottom of the 10th, Sasaki is staying in the game. Freeman pops out. Smith is hit by a pitch. Muncy strikes out. Teoscar singles, and Edmund pops out. And excuse me, that's actually Jeff Hoffman still in the game. Top of the 11th, Guerrero Jr. flies out. IKF will ground out, and Varsho strikes out. Bottom of the 11th, Braden Fisher comes in. Kike Hernandez strikes out. Pages will line out. Ohtani is intentionally walked for the 2nd time in a row. Mookie Betts singles, and Freddie Freeman flies out. Top of the 12th, Kirk is walked, and then they pinch run for him, Tyler Heineman. Straw tries to bunt him over, but he pops out to Freddie Freeman at first base. Ernie Clement will ground out. Andres Jimenez is intentionally walked. Schneider singles on a little infield dribbler, and Clayton Kershaw, the future Hall of Famer, maybe pitching for the last time in his career, comes in. Great at-bat from Nathan Lucas, and a great slider that Lucas reaches out on and grounds out, getting them out of the jam, and it's still 5-5. Bottom of the 12th, Will Smith strikes out. That brings in Eric Lauer, and he'll be phenomenal in this one. He'll get Muncy to pop out and Teoscar to pop out. So now we're going on to the 13th. We've got Henriquez coming in for the Dodgers. He pitched almost nothing this postseason, and he was really great for them. He gets Vladdy to ground out. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will strike out. Dalton Varsho's hit by a pitch, and then Tyler Heineman flies out. Bottom of the 13th inning, I really thought the game was going to end here. Tommy Edman leads things off with a double. Miguel Rojas will pinch hit, sacrifice him to third. Runner on third, 1 out. You got to get a ball deep or on the ground, get some action. Alex Call pops out to shortstop, and so they're not able to capitalize with the runner on third, less than 2 outs. Ohtani will be intentionally walked for the 3rd time in a row. Don't let the guy beat you, right? And then Freddie Freeman flies out deep to center field. Moving on, 14th inning. Miles Straw flies out, Clement grounds out, and Jimenez strikes out. You'll see pretty clearly here that the Blue Jays could not get any offense going really after the 12th inning. Bottom of the 14th, Will Smith flies out, kind of pimps it. He thought it was a home run, but Dalton Varsho catches it right at the wall. Muncy walks, Teoscar Hernandez singles, so we've got 2 on and 1 out. Tommy Edman is, he pops out, and then Rojas grounds out, so no damage done. Top of the 15th, Will Klein, my honorable mention for player of the game in this one. He deserved every bit of praise that he pitched in this game for the Dodgers. He gets Snyder to strike out, Lucas to ground out, does give up a single to Vlad Guerrero Jr., and then gets Kiner Falefa to strike out. Bottom of the 15th, Call grounds out. Ohtani is intentionally walked for now a 4th time. Betts flies out and Freeman lines out. 16th inning, Varsho grounds out, Heineman pops out, and Straw strikes out. Bottom of the 16th, Muncy and Smith will both strike out, and Teoscar Hernandez flies out. 17th inning, we're getting into some rarefied air, especially in the World Series. We saw it happen in 2018 when they went 18 innings. Clement flies out, Jimenez strikes out, and Schneider lines out. Little comes in for the Blue Jays. He gets Edman to strike out, Rojas to ground out. Call singles, Ohtani is intentionally, unintentionally walked, and then Betts will pop out. So 5 straight walks for Ohtani. Top of the 18th, Lucas lines out, Vlad Guerrero Jr. walks, Kiner Falefa is out on a fielder's choice, Varsho walks, and then there's a wild pitch. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. This, in knowing how the next half inning is going to go, was the last chance for the Blue Jays to take the lead, and Tyler Heineman strikes out. Leading to the bottom of the 18th, leading things off, Freddie Freeman. Walk-off home run, dead center field, crushed the ball that Little threw. His 2nd of the postseason gives the Dodgers the much-needed Game 3 win. So the Dodgers take Game 3 6-5. The Blue Jays got 5 runs on 15 hits, no errors, and 19 runners left on base. That's gonna have some people losing sleep over last night. The Dodgers 6 runs on 16 hits, 2 errors, and 18 left on base. So a ton of base runners, 37 left on base in this one. Will Klein deservedly gets the win, and Brandon Little gets the loss, his 2nd of the playoffs. Player of the game, I really wanted to give it to Will Klein, and maybe I should have, but Shohei Ohtani gets it. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and 5 walks. He was on base 9 times. That's the first time in playoff history someone's reached base 9 times, and he almost beat the all-time record for most times on base in a single game. Teoscar Hernandez was 4 for 8 with that home run. He had a great game. And Will Klein, as I mentioned, those big 4 innings coming in for the 15th pitch, the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th innings. 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and only the 1 hit. He was phenomenal for the Dodgers and exactly what you were looking for to get past this game. Alejandro Kirk, got to mention, 2 for 4 with that home run, the 3-run home run, and 2 walks as well. Eric Lauer was also dominant for the Blue Jays. Well, not quite dominant, but he was exactly what the Blue Jays needed. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 4 walks. This was the 2nd longest game in World Series history. Obviously, the 2018 game between the Red Sox and the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium with Max Muncy's walk-off home run is the longest. And then Ohtani reaching base 9 times is just incredible. It's unbelievable to think about. Just take this half of the board and this half of the board, and Ohtani was 4 for 4 with 4 extra base hits, the 2 home runs and 2 doubles. And then from, 9th inning on, he hit 5 walks, 4 of them intentional, and the 5th one was pretty much intentional too. So, incredible game for Ohtani. Just the presence that he has is the reason this game ended the way that it did. And then I don't really like how the Blue Jays manage things. Obviously Springer got hurt. Can't do anything about that. But to take out Bichette, to take out Kirk, to take out Barger, the guys that have been the biggest offensive producers for you recently, and put them in for bench guys. Look, say what you want, it may have been the right time for pinch runners and defensive substitutes and all of that, but there were so many opportunities in these innings for the Blue Jays just to scrape one run across the board, and they couldn't come up with the big hit where who knows if any of those guys that I listed before would have gotten it. So Game 4 is tonight. We've got Shane Bieber versus Shohei Ohtani. The Blue Jays going to look to even the series at 2, and the Dodgers looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead. So let me know in the comments. I'm kind of out of breath. Let me know what you thought about this game. Umpiring was a little iffy, I know, as well. So Dodger fans, sigh of relief. Blue Jays fans, got to be worried about this Game 4. If Game 3 wasn't a must-win, Game 4 absolutely is for the Blue Jays. So thanks so much for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button if you like this video. Otherwise, we will see you tonight for Game 4 of the World Series between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers.